I new teacher, Nashambayeva Karlgash Usirbayevna. The name of the department and the name of the discipline is Information and Communication Technologies. Here is given the slides. The name of this laboratory work, processing of numerical information editing formulas and the creation of charts in plate editors. The aim of this laboratory work to provide a knowledge and skills in performing calculations on the entered data using formulas and the basic functions available in Microsoft Excel, and the sorting, filtering out the required data form an Excel spreadsheet, also to give an idea about document appearance setting and to give the basic ideas about charts. Learning objective. Perform and automate various calculations, insert formulas by using arithmetic operations with contents of the cells, using the basic functions, sort a given list of data into a given criteria, formula the cells and the contents, create charts for given data set, customize the features of charts. Here is shown what's the spreadsheet. Spreadsheets are an application program for creating tables and automation and processing of tabular data. Today, the most popular spreadsheet is Microsoft Excel, This program is included in Microsoft Office software package. What's table data processing in Excel? Data processing includes carrying out various calculations using formulas and the functions built into the editor, creating diagrams, data processing in lists, sorting, auto-filter, advanced filter, forms, totals, pivot table. What's a formula? You know what's a formula from subject math? It's an expression that starts with an equal sign and includes numbers, cell addresses, functions, and the math operation signs. Here is shown the tools of the screen. At first, Quick Address Toolbar. Quick Address Toolbar allows you to add frequently used commands. Ribbon tabs are part of the horizontal ribbon menu that contains links to various features of the program, such as home, page layout, and the formulas. Contains a number of related features and options that are activated by clicking on the appropriate icon. Ribbon. The ribbon is a strip of buttons and the icons located about the worksheet. Formula bar. Located above the worksheet, this area displays the contents of the active cell. The File tab was introduced in Excel 2010, replacing the Excel 2007 Office button, and it works differently than the other tabs. Sheet tabs. By default, there is one worksheet is an Excel 2013 file. The tab at the bottom of the worksheet tells you the name of the worksheet, such as sheet 1, sheet 2, etc. Row numbers is horizontally in the worksheet and are identified by a number in the row header. Zoom slider, located in the bottom right corner of the Excel screen. How you see, the zoom slider is used to change the magnification of the worksheet by dragging the slider box back and forth, or by clicking on the zoom out and the zoom in buttons located in either end of the slider. Status bar. The status bar, which runs horizontally around the bottom of screen, can be customized to display a number of options, most of which give the user information about the current worksheet. Column letters. column run vertically on the worksheet, and each one is identified by a letter in the column header. Cells are the rectangular boxes located in central area of a worksheet. Documents that are created with Excel are called workbooks and have the extension .xls. The new workbook has 3 worksheets named Sheet 1, Sheet 2, and Sheet 3. And other sheets you add yourselves. These themes are indicated on the sheet tabs at the bottom of the screen. To switch to another sheet, you need to click on the name of this sheet. Cells and the cell ranges. The working area consists of rows and the columns. Rows are numbered with numbers and the columns are denoted in Latin letters. There is a cell at the intersection of a row and a column. Each cell has its own address. The column name and the row number at the intersection of which is located. For example, A1, C34, P55. A range is cells arranged in a rectangle. For example, A3, A4, A5, B3, B4, B5. To record the range, use the symbol diapason. A3 diapason to B5. To cell address can include the name of the worksheet. For example, sheet 8 and the diapason, the range of the diapason A3 to B6. In Microsoft Excel, you can enter the following data types: numbers, text, functions, formulas, etc. Entering formulas. Formulas are always entered with an equal sign. After entering the formula, the result of the calculation appears in the corresponding cell, and the formula itself can be seen in the formula bar. Mathematical operations in Microsoft Excel is shown in this slide. Here is shown the operations, their actions, and examples. For example, the operator plus, their action, addition, and the examples. At first, you must write down the symbol equal and the name of the cells. For example, A first plus B first. At the end, the computer is calculated the sum of the contents cells. AutoComplete. A very convenient tool which is used only in Microsoft Excel is the autocomplete of adjacent cell. For example, you need to enter the names of the months of the year in a column or line. This can be done manually, but there is much more convenient way. Enter the desirable month in the first cell, for example, January. Select this cell. There is a small square in the right corner of the selection frame, a autocomplete marker. Move the mouse pointer over the autocomplete marker while holding down the left mouse button. Drag the marker in the required direction. Here is shown the relative and absolute cell addresses. There is 2 types of the addresses. An address is called relative if when the location of the cell containing this address changes, it changes according to the same rules as the location of the cell. Relative addresses are written simply the symbol equal A3 plus 8. An address is said to be absolute if it doesn't change when the location of the cell containing this address changes. Absolute addresses are written with a $sign. At first, you will write down the sign equal, then $sign A $3 plus 8. Here is given the video in this hyperlink. Here is shown the table, sale figures for this kind of company. At first, here is given the names, the list of the names and their salary. The name of the sellers are entered in column A. The following columns contain sales data by month. You need to calculate the total and the average. To calculate the total, you need to add the data in cells B4, C4, D4, or use the sum function. The formula starts with an equal sign. When we write down the sum function and selection the range of cells B4 to D4 and press enter. Next, to find the average value selection, further, we'll write down here the symbol equal, then we must show the diapason of the cells. At first, we'll write down the function, then we'll show, or we must write down the name of the addresses, the diapason. Diapason B4 to D4, and we'll click the button enter, and shown the sum 800. It's the total number. Further, to calculate the total amount by months, for example, January, we also put the sign equal, select the sum function, and write down the range of cells from B4 to B8. Click enter. Define the average value in the function menu. Select the average value function. Write down the range of cells from B4 to B8 and press enter. Using the AutoComplete marker, here we'll show how we'll calculate the average. At first, we must put the cursor on the cell B10 and write down the symbol equal and the function average, and we must show the diapason B4 to B9, and we'll click the button enter, and the program is calculated automatically. Or we must write down, instead of B9, B8, and here is shown the result 300. Here we must fill using the AutoComplete marker and fill automatically. Further, here is shown the practical tasks. First practical task. Here, match the words given below to A to G in the screenshot. And here is shown how you will do this kind of practical task. And here is shown the practical task 2. At first, you create the new sheet and create the table. If you will write to do this kind of task, you may copy or you may do automatically. Here is shown the practical task number 3. Calculate the formula below and create charts from and data of this table. At first, after creating the table, you will calculate some of the functions using this kind of functions of the program and create the chart. Then here below is shown the hyperlink for set your knowledge. Here is shown the 9 questions. At first, let's click at the number 5. Here is shown the question, what's the absolute and relative addressing of cells? If you have the answer, you may click to this button, and here is shown the answer. The answer to this question. Relative references change when a formula is copied to another cell. Absolute references, on the other hand, remain constant no matter where they're copied. And to show the questions, we'll click the button and we may choose the number 3. What to type first is an empty cell to start a formula. If you have answer, let's check. Let's check the answer of the question second. To start a formula, you first need to enter an equal sign in an empty cell. Let's check the question, which is situated in the first number. Define the following term. Spreadsheet. What's a spreadsheet? You know. At first, you may read the theory materials and answer the question. Or you may use the knowledge from the school. Let's check. Spreadsheets are an application program for creating tables and automating the processing of tabular data. Okay, let's check other questions. Here is written only theoretical questions. What's AutoComplete? How do you think what's AutoComplete? Just we've shown, and you may use this video. Let's check. AutoComplete is the automatic filling of your text when you start typing and is switched on by default. This will reduce the amount of text you have to enter by preventing you typing in repetitive words. AutoComplete matches only exact cell entries, not individual words in a cell. Let's check the third question. Here is written, define the following term, worksheet. What's worksheet? You know. If you have answer, let's click to this button. Here is shown the answer. All of the question is prepared for resulting your knowledge. Here is written the question, what kind of catalogs or functions embedded in Microsoft Excel do you know? You may use the knowledge of the theory materials. If you have answer, let's check. Financial, statistical, scientific, logical, text, etc. And you know, there are 10 or 14 functions of this program. And the seventh question, what are the advantages of using computerized spreadsheets? I'll give you 5 seconds for answering to this question. Let's check. Spreadsheets are frequently a tool for collecting and organizing data, which is among the simplest of its uses. Information can easily be placed in neat columns and rows and then sorted by information type. Let's check the question number 8. What's the formula and how to enter it? You know from practical work how complete formula and how to enter it. If you remember, let's check. It's an expression that starts with an equal sign and includes numbers, cell addresses, functions, and the math operation signs, and the formula is entered after the equal sign. And at the end, let's see the question under the 9. How is the cell address indicated? You have 2 seconds. Let's check. Each cell has its own address, the column name and the row name at the intersection of which is located, for example, A1, C44, P55. And it's the end of this laboratory work. And you may prepare to the control questions and to the practical work and the practical tasks. And now let's see at the next laboratory work. Goodbye.